Well, it all started as a military school, if you will. And today, well, it's a jewel in a crown of educational benefits that you just can't believe. And the man at the helm is our guest today. You'll meet him, hear what he's got to say right after this. And we're back. You know, I've known this fella for, well, ever since he's been here. I've been here just a little bit longer.
Right.
Dr. Larry Rice, president of RSU, located right here in the beautiful, beautiful valley of Oklahoma. Good to have you, my friend.
Good to be back, Sam. I've missed our perspectives interview, so thank you for inviting
You've
me.
lost weight. You look good.
I've dyed my hair gray.
You know that's right. You and I both started with darker hair.
That's right. That's
And
exactly
look
right.
at us now.
That's right.
At least we got here.
We're seasoned.
Yeah, that's it. We are seasoned. The school started many years back and cut its teeth on the military side of life, didn't it?
It did. Now, there was a little preparatory school at the beginning, but it was a high school prep, part of the statehood agreement, 1909 to 1917.
Mm-hmm.
And then OMA put us on the map. OMA had 2 years of college as well as 4 years of high school.
That's the Oklahoma Military
Oklahoma
Academy.
Military Academy in 1919 to 1971. And they are our strongest supporters now. We've had several names, including OMA, but we were OMA, Oklahoma Military Academy, the West Point of the Southwest, longer than we were any other name or any other school.
Well, it's my understanding that when they made that switch and the men came to be a part of it, I mean, they put up with some hardships. They were in tents through the winters out there on the
Correct.
ground and survived it just fine, which also proved to be good training for them.
Absolutely. In 1919, when Oklahoma Military Academy was initiated, there was only one building, and that's a beautiful preparatory hall with a gold dome. It did everything but house them. They had to sleep outside until Meyer Barracks was built. And that's where I have the privilege of officing.
That's where your office is. By the way, is there anybody in your office right now?
Yes, yes,
Darn. You know, there's a statue on your desk.
yes,
I've warned you.
yes.
If it's not guarded someday.
We have 3 guards.
What are we seeing here? Talk to us about it.
This is a video that was shot by a drone, and it's the campus today. It's a beautiful campus. We just recently hosted 172 visitors for a Zanzibar conference. People are just taken back by the natural beauty of this campus. Again, it started with that beautiful gold dome under construction in 1909 as Eastern Preparatory School, then Oklahoma Military Academy, then Claremore Junior College, Rogers State College, and then finally Rogers State University opened its doors in the year 2000. So we're 19 and a half years old, almost 20. The building's up front, it's beautiful. You're seeing Meyer Hall, the first barracks. We're in Markham Hall presently, in the basement of Markham Hall, which was the second barracks. Mm-hmm. So it has a very rich tradition. You'll see the flagpole that's lined up with Main Street, as well as the front door of Preparatory Hall. So in 1909, probably 1907, a really good architect had a great vision and lined up the front door of Preparatory Hall and the flagpole with Main Street of Claremore, which, by the way, was approximately 1 mile away or more. So it's a beautiful campus. There's the soccer field, formerly the football field where the soldiers played football, and there's that beautiful Preparatory Hall again. There's the Oklahoma Military Academy Killed in Action Monument to the 100 cadets that lost their lives in World War II, Korea, and Vietnam. And so this campus just continues to evolve. There on the western side is the housing villages, the Chapman Dining Hall. We have 3 villages for on-campus housing, and we have a science building back there. So a new library. We have a brand new student union, better known as the Dr. Carolyn Taylor Center. You and I would call it a student union. It's not called a student union today because it has many more functions besides being a student union, but it's equivalent to that. We have student affairs in that building. We have a grill and study labs. We have 24. That building's open 24 hours to students. We have labs, computer labs open 24 hours. We have the Oklahoma Military Academy study lab that's open that the military alumni furnished for students, particularly for commuter students. So the bottom floor of the Dr. Carolyn Taylor Center is open 24 hours for students access with their card.
You know, it may not be fair. College presidents today are called on to do so many different jobs and wear so many different hats. You have to interact with the legislature on a regular basis, don't you?
We do. College presidents have many stakeholders, and I jokingly tell people I'm a cheerleader and a fundraiser, but it's a little bit more than that. So when I go through the grocery checkout line and I have on one of my RSU shirts, they say, "What do you coach?" And I tell them I'm a cheerleader, and they look at me a little funny, but no, we do. We have to interact with the legislature to ask for dollars, and I'm happy to report that for the first time in 7 years, we've not had a cut. We actually had a small increase in our budget and so I appreciate the legislature doing that, and it's been 7 long years. We had furloughs. Our faculty and staff for 2 years took unpaid leave for 2 years, 1 day a month. But this year we received an extra little appropriation, and we gave our first pay raises since 2011.
That's
so
great news.
8 years, but there's a renewed vigor, there's a renewed optimism, and so we're great. We received a little additional money to repair some of our buildings, and so we're happy about that. We're not happy that we had to continue raising tuition and private dollars, but we found a way to get there.
Well, I am up here frequently on opening day, or at least at that period when registration is still underway for new students.
Yes.
I see the looks on their faces. Some come with their parents.
Yes.
Some are here just, alone. Sometimes they're accompanied by an older student
Yes.
for the walkthrough to, help ease their way through the door. Because it's a scary time when you first dip your toe in the higher education waters. Every one of them has that look of anticipation. They're ready to embrace the future, and it's a good place to start.
It's a great place to start, and I always tell people we're small, but we are very accessible, we're very affordable, and we have a new marketing, a new branding, if you would, and it's students first. We've always had students first, and our previous logo it's personal. Well, today our new branding is students first, and we have a mixture of traditional students, the traditional 18-year-old that lives in the dorm, as well as the non-traditional, and that's about a 50-50 mix. So we have the traditional and non-traditional. We have a little over 1,300 students enrolled for the first time this fall. Some of those are transfer. 505 of them are first-time, full-time freshmen, and that's what we're judged on. We're judged on the first-time, full-time freshman seeking a bachelor's degree that graduates 6 years from now. And so,
Dr. Rice, I've got to ask you this question. I mean, I can't not ask it.
Okay.
Looking back over your 12 years, of what are you most proud?
I'm most proud of the number of students that have come through our doors, whether they're seeking a bachelor's or whether they're seeking associates. We've changed lives. We're impacting generational poverty. It was about 70% of the students that come through our doors were first in their family to go to school. That's down to about 50% now, so we're making progress on that. But we serve a unique market here. There 50% of the students who walk through our doors, it does not matter where they come from, 50% are deficient in either math, English, or science. Math is the ugly culprit in Oklahoma. The majority of our students will be deficient in math. Now, they may have a very high score in reading, writing, or science, but they're about 86% are deficient in an area of math. And so, but impacting the generational poverty, providing students an opportunity to go to school debt-free. 50% of our students graduate virtually every year debt-free because they work. They go to school. We counsel them not to take those student loans, and so we're very proud of that. But we have a lot of partners. Our private foundation gave almost $900,000 in private scholarships. The Cherokee Nation helped us. So we have a lot of stakeholders and partners in that, but I want to give credit to our students because they do work, and some of them take 8 years to graduate because they cannot take 15 credit hours.
You know, I've known personally some of the graduates of the school. I have watched as they pursued their degrees, higher degrees. I've watched and heard from them because we talk frequently about their experiences here. And to a man and to a woman, they all embrace their time at RSU. And I think that speaks well to efforts of folk like yourself and the teaching staff here, because it says, in effect, they were made to feel welcome, they got what they needed, and they're looking to the future.
And thank you, Sam. And we do. We have some very loyal faculty and staff. And we're not perfect. I've told anyone we're not perfect, but we try very, very hard to give that personal attention and put students first. But we have some loyal faculty and staff that stayed the last 7 years when it would have been easier to go somewhere and make more money, not have to have a furlough and take a pay cut. But we have some very dedicated men and women on our faculty and staff, and our students are happy. If we do polling, we have to report all kinds of numbers, and so our students are happy. 96% of them are satisfied, and so we're increasing our graduation rate, and that's hard to do when you still have associate degrees or transfer. Every student who transfers in here and they receive a degree here, we cannot count in our official graduation rate because you have to be a first-time, full-time freshman seeking a bachelor's degree. Now, we have migrated our associate degree in nursing to a 4-year bachelor's degree in nursing, and so the bigger hospitals wanted that. Some of the smaller hospitals still, there's nothing wrong with a associate degree in nursing, an RN, still a great degree.
I have to tell you this story before I go to a break because it speaks directly to the school. I have a friend whose son graduated here, who was a nurse or a medic in Afghanistan. One day, I got a call from this man. He said, I got to play a video for you I just got from my son. He recorded the conversation with his son while his son was under fire in combat in Afghanistan. Thing ran about half hour, and they were returning fire. His son was in a bunker firing back, and he'd say, Dad, watch what's happening over there. Look at the beatenest thing you ever saw. He came to school here. He's a well-balanced, very energetic, bright young man who's now pursuing higher degrees. But he credits RSU with so much, you know, and since I know the family personally, I can speak to that and say, job well done. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, I want to talk about some of the new developments that the school is taking on.
Okay, and we'll talk about nursing and boots on the hill.
You're a good man. Short break, we'll be right back.